Hey everyone, Wayne here. Welcome back. And so I'm just going to let y'all know that there are certain words in the video I've censored out, and there are others that I have not. So I hope that you all understand that there are words that will be censored as well as my. I do stutter. I do tend to stutter a lot when I'm speaking and reading this video. That I will stutter in certain words and mispronounce certain words. So hope you all understand and enjoy the rest of the video. See you all at the end. Students of Reddit, what high school conspiracy turned out to be true at your school? Story 1. There was a girl freshman year who went missing. She ended up being found dead in the river. There were rumors that she was seen on a bridge with her boyfriend the day she went missing. Nothing was ever found and they assumed it was suicide or an accident. Fast forward 25 years and the boyfriend murdered his best friend of several decades, set fire to cover it up and went on the run. Couple days later, he killed a woman at a rest stop in the bathroom to steal her car. They reopened the case about a high school girlfriend. That rumor was correct all along. He will be in prison the rest of his life. Story 2. I attended a newly opened high school that apparently used to be a school for troubled kids. Someone told me that there were padded rooms somewhere in the school. So I skipped lunch with a friend one day to walk the halls and find them. They existed, but by next year they were renovated into offices and storage rooms. I thought that was pretty interesting and seriously wondered what went on before it was turned into a normal high school. Okay, so my question is, right? What happened for it to turn to a high school, to be renovated into a high school, right? Like something had to happen, and if it's a room for troubled kids, right? To have padded rooms, yeah, that don't sound right. But I'm going to leave it there and as that. So on to the next story, I guess. Story 3. Lead in the water. Our high school tap water was dark brown and we weren't allowed to bring our own water bottles or get filtered water from the cafeteria without paying a $3 fee. We sent hundreds of emails asking the school board to look into it, but they said it was fine. In my senior year, a student did a science fair project on the illegal amount of lead in the tap water, forcing the school to investigate and fix all the taps. So what you're telling me, OP, is that you have to pay a fee for clean, drinkable water. That don't sound right. Now, with that as well, you also mentioned that right here, the water was dark brown. You yeah, that was signs that water is impure, unclean, not safe for drinking, and the school not allowing you to bring your own water bottles and stuff. Yeah, that school I have gotten written up a while ago, but well, at least student had to do a project on it for them to realize, oh wait, isn't this illegal? So the amount of lead we have in the water, that is too much for children to drink. So we should check into it. Well, yeah, good going. Yeah. So I saw you did a follow up, right? What's really weird about it is that I live in a state in the US with great tap water. I live 10 minutes down the road from my high school. Our water was perfect. The school just never replaced its pipe in like 70 years. Which you saying that you can see the school has a dark brown water when you open the tap. Yes, you can see that it's clearly either rust or mildew. So I would say that the school needs to take a look into it. Well, they by that it look as they did, as well as lead poisoning and whatnot, get the trend tested and whatnot. So story 4. Our IT teacher slept with his students. He was attractive, young, friendly, etc. Then suddenly, a rumor went around the school that he was sleeping with a sixth former, aged 17 or 18. He was suspended for a while but then declared decided to leave. Right after he was cleared of wrongdoing, he got a new job at my cousin's high school across town. He did it again there, got caught with another 17-year-old and was fired shortly after. So you're telling me he got fired, entered a new teaching facility, and they didn't do a background check, call his previous employer and said, okay, well, what's the reason why he left? Well, yeah, as I said, he left, not fired. But what I'm saying is, even if you're getting a new job, shouldn't they do background checks and see, okay, so we know, okay, are you safe to have around children? What was the reason why he left? And this and that, right? All this was not done before. If not, then I would guess something is wrong there. But so, I hope that he does not work in a way around children again, minors especially, and he needs to be locked up. Story 5. The principal was a member of the mob. Okay, so this one is an interesting story. Story 6. That first year basketball players were getting gang roped by other players for their hazing. But I don't think we ever got formally investigated, and the kid that came forward was already out of town by the time he told authorities. But several seniors and junior players were expelled that year. Now we're moving on to part 2, different user. That happened in my hometown high school too. It's way more common than people realize. In my town's HS class, they use a broomstick. I was casually told this when working in my summer job. I didn't go to that school, and it was common knowledge to the point where one kid I knew through mutual friends was called Broomstick because it happened to him. It was fucked. I hoped that kid is okay now. Now, okay, the first story is disgusting. The second one is WTF. What? A broomstick. Okay, so next story. Story 7. Due to budget cuts or something, all of our metal and woodwork shop machines were to be taken away and replaced with worse versions. The shop teachers and drama teachers that were in the building at the time didn't like the idea. So they hid all the machines in a false wall somewhere in the building. The people came to pick them up, and they told them that people had already came to pick them up and they were late. They did some looking around and they couldn't find the machines and gave up. A few and one principal later, they brought the machines back out from behind the walls. And that's how the smallest high school of our district, with only around 450 students, became the best high school in the district to learn metal and woodwork. Edit. This happened before my time at school. It was just what I heard from the drama teachers, lol. Story 8. Years before I got into my high school, there were a rumor that the admin assistant guy, the guy you went to when you got into trouble, was doing drugs, selling drugs, and confiscating from students without turning over to the police. Well, about 5 years or so after I graduated, he got busted a couple towns away for possession of cocaine with intent to distribute. Edit. It was actually my junior high school admin assistant. Story 9. We had a student teacher. So a reasonable, attractive guy who was about 22 to 23 in age. The rumor was that he was dating a girl in our class, a senior who was nearly 18. It turned out the rumor was wrong. He was dating her younger sister, who was in 8th grade. Okay, so let me get this right. He's not dating the sister that is near 18. He is dating the one that is 13 or 14 or 8th grade. I had to do some research on that one because I am not from the States, so I don't know what the age of an 8th grader is. So, yeah, that is morally wrong. Sir, get some help. You have women out there. You're telling me that basically you're dating a minor. well, I won't say dates, grooming a minor. So yeah, um, last story for today. Story 10. English teacher who was close with students, not in a private way, but more like he was a fellow student instead of an authority figure, was hosting weekend poker parties with his closest students where he would serve booze and weed. One weekend, someone prank called the cops claiming one of those parties was happening. They went to his place and there were one happening as described, but with corn on every TV in the house. Teacher was immediately fired and his license revoked and disappeared for a couple of years. Students tried protesting the firing because, well, he was a cool guy who gave them weed and booze. According to social media stalking, he's back teaching English at a high school a few hours south from my town. Edit. We absolutely thought that the dude was a perv once the story broke that there was corn involved. Everyone just thought he wanted kids to think he was a cool before the real story came out. So, I don't really have much to say, honestly. I'm drained. I've done recordings. This is taking legit 2 days because I have stuff doing the first day and now the second day. So, nice stuff done. So, guys, this will be the end of the video. I am going to like this since it's my first commentation on Reddit and stuff. I would like your feedback, what to improve, what needs to come out. I will like feedback will be I will love feedback. Also, I'll have an email in my description if y'all want to post your stories y'all want me to read out and stuff, if y'all okay with that. Okay, so I don't have much to say again, just that, well, reading through these, I came to an understanding that some of your students seen and went through a lot and heard a lot from your schools, and me as a student myself, I can and can't say the same because I've seen and went through some stuff in my high school, so I can say the same for some stuff. So I'm not going to really say much, but all I'm going to say is that I'm reading through others right now, just going through them and just some of them that are not included in the story, and reading through them, it actually is making me think, how did some of these teachers who were sleeping with other students and stuff not been fired, or what was unsuspended, or this and that? That is not right. And for someone who wants to be called a teacher, you have to leave two things aside when you're a teacher. Well, one of those things are more important than the other. Personal life out of teaching, leave that out of teaching, and your sexual life out of teaching. If you like a student, just tell yourself, just leave the job one time. That should not happen. And to those who wants to become teachers out there, I'm going to tell you this now. Become a teacher for the right reason, not the wrong reason. So I am going to leave it off here for today. See you all in the next video. If you all have anything you all want me to do, let me know. So this has been your host Wayne, and we will see you in another one. Take care. Bye.